Hello everyone. Tonight I'm with Victoriya Makrishcheva, and she's discovered that cognitive awareness of a problem is actually not enough to make a change. And that is so true. From my experience, Victoriya, you've said it so beautifully when you said that to me earlier, that just knowing is just not enough to make the change and to get into action. So thank you for being with us this evening. What is going to help us make that change?
Well, for a long time, I was thinking that awareness of the problem would help me make changes, desired changes. And I went through many different modalities of trainings and coaching and psychotherapy. And then finally, I realized that the change is impossible without looking at an unconscious level, that the unconscious is driving force. We unconsciously, based on our emotions, we make our decisions, not on what we thought cognitively, what we were planning to do, all the steps that we know we have to do. We think that, oh, we need just like a bigger willpower, and then we will do our better schedule, and then everything will be possible. And we know all the steps to take, but something doesn't work. They're still unable to create the life that we want, to make changes that we desire. So I learned about a method that helps to make a change at the unconscious level. Mm-hmm. As we know, that unconscious is much bigger than the conscious level at our heads. And so there is a way to understand what happens in our unconscious through using metaphors or images, metaphoric images. And because unconscious speaks in pictures, it doesn't understand words, it understands pictures. So when we are able to talk to unconscious in pictures, it understands us. And then we can make changes and show the unconscious what we want to happen. Mm. For example, if a client comes with heaviness in their chest, and they say, well, I want to move this project, or I want to create the relationship, but there is something on the way. There is a stone in my chest, and I am unable to get it off, and it stops me. I feel stuck. Then I would say, can you imagine that this stone is separate from you? Let's put it on a chair next to you, and look how it looks, how big it is, how heavy it is. What is the structure of the stone? What are your feelings toward the stone? So we start to work with this image. From the outsider, you can think, oh, we are playing with images, but in reality, we are playing with parts of our identities, parts of our characters, part of ourselves. It's just much easier to put it outside and look at it from outside. So when we work with the stone, for example, we will have a conversation with the stone. Then I would ask a client to take a place and identify himself with the stone and see what it feels like to be the stone. And usually people would like very tense and dense and dark and maybe depressed. And I would ask, how long are you like this? And what would help you? And why are you like this? And what is your function, the stone's function? What is your function for Bev? What is your function for Victoriya? What are you doing? Why are you here? Mm-hmm. Who made you like this? And through this conversation, I am analyzing the image and trying to understand what is the problem, what is the root of client's heaviness. And I analyze by asking proper questions that targeted to the client situation. And then I would ask client to go back to their place and check with themselves how different they feel when they are in the stone only, the bodily, emotionally, and all the sensation, and how they feel when they're in themselves. And then I will ask a client, depending on the situation, I will ask, can you ask this stone to express all of his feelings? Because as a psychodynamic coach, I know what images represent. Very often, stone is resentment that's holding a lot of emotions inside, and it's not expressed. It's not there is a fear to express and show yourself. So I would ask the client, can you just tell the stone, I'm allowing you to be seen, to be heard, to express all of your feelings. I see you, I hear you, I support you. It's safe to express everything you need to express. We are in imagination, it's a safe place. And client tells those words, and then they will look at what happens to the stone. And different things can happen depending on what was the situation. And for example, if it was anger that was in the stone would blow up to pieces. And then I will know that this was repressed anger there. If it was, sometimes there are tears, repressed tears or sadness, then the stone would show up the water. And I will check with the client if this is right, so be target and talk to the stone the way it needs to be supported. The idea is to support the stone. This heart, the wounded with white cloud, soft and tender. The tenderness and happiness and joy come up because it was repressed together with the sadness and anger. So when it is comes up, the client can take this instead of the stone. So it internalizes the image, the positive image that we worked on to create, and that creates an expansion and relaxation, and the client can see more possibilities and opportunities, and make very different decisions, not from just I must, I have to, I should to, but because it's the energy just is released, and you can make from your internal motivation.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. So some of the highlights that I took is that it's not enough to say, I want to have the intention. You need to, for the clarity, for the clarity translate into action, you need to attach it to an emotion and say, how does this feel if I can get this done? And then when we speak into that pain, when we look at that shadow, look at that wounding, there's that expansion where the clarity and the creativity and the confidence can come up for better decision making. I love that. Thank you so much, Victoriya, for being with us this evening.
Thank you for having me.